Tempazon.
What's going on, everybody? This is episode 71, Tempazon Podcast, with your host, me, Amir Max, and that's all facts. I got a first-time guest on the show. It's been a while since I had a first-time guest on the show, so I'm really happy to have this guy on, man. This dude be putting out a ton of music in these times, and I love seeing that, because right now, a lot of people are slowing it down, whether it's for a good reason or not. But you're keeping it, you're keeping it heavy with the releases, man. John Skeete is in the building, man. How's it going, brother?
It's going smooth. It's going smooth. Blessed to be here.
Hell yeah, man. I'm really happy to have you on. I know it was under short notice, but, you said yes. So I'm happy you decided to be on the show today, man.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here. You know what I mean? Excited to talk with a fellow creative who, who's also in their bag. There's definitely a lot of creatives, a lot of artists I know who aren't in their bag, and I have conversations with them all the time, but, you're definitely one of those people that you're definitely in your bag. I watched that visual that you dropped. I like to see it.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, man. And artists, we see other artists, so we know what we do in the process and all that stuff. So we get it, especially like, with your sound, I see your versatility. So probably, I probably is what, worked it out with, us like, following each other with the music and all that stuff, man. So, because like, even if someone makes like dope music too, it doesn't mean that you would want to, keep in contact with them. But, sometimes certain sounds, it's just like, oh, word, like, let me work with that guy, you just that little thing. So stuff like that, man. But I wanted to ask you just about from the jump with you, man. Obviously with this heavy workflow that you got, seems that you got a good amount of experience just from what I see. So talk about when you first started putting out music, the genesis of it all.
Well, me putting out music, it's actually a kind of a funny story. Like the first few songs that I ever put out, I put on YouTube. This was back before I considered myself an artist. I was literally just, exploring, getting my foot wet type, I got an iPad for Christmas, back in, I don't remember the exact year, but I definitely remember I was in high school, middle school. It might've been 8th and 9th grade, around that time. But, I was just working. I was literally just in there, just messing with the drum pads. I could make the snares, not the snares, make the hi-hats do the, I could make it do the rolls, all that, so I was like, yo, like I can really do this. So like the first few releases I put out on the YouTube, I don't even have access to that YouTube. I don't even know where that is. Like, that was some old stuff.
I feel that.
But from there, I didn't really do music. That was like the seed, and then I needed time to grow, so I didn't really start releasing music until 2015, which I was still on a very basic level, very basic writing style, and to be completely honest. But I was doing it myself. I was doing, the production of the beats. I was doing the writing myself and recording with a headphone like this, like, trying to
just make something happen. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to put something down. I thought I was nice back then, but
yeah, whenever you look back on that old stuff, it's just like, oh man, what was I thinking? But it's like you're just so like, what's the word? You're so driven to make something, to create. So by any means necessary, whether you got to record it with not the greatest mic, and you're working off Audacity or something. It's like, Audacity is a free thing to mix music on for people that don't know. But like, you gotta make it happen. You gotta make it work, and someone out there is gonna see it and like it, and they're gonna know what you're going for. You know what I mean? So.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But it takes certain minds to see what you're going for, because some people just gonna be here like, oh, this sounds, But that's dope, though, man. I think that says a lot about the determination that you had, because some people like I gotta buy all this stuff and that, and it's like you don't necessarily have to buy the fancy products.
As an artist, I released my first few tracks on SoundCloud. They're still up. And I keep them up for a reason.
Good.
And, I feel like that's going to be like a part of my story and why I'm kind of a little bit unique in terms of my music. It's you know, I keep the first few tracks that like I did up on the SoundCloud so people know where I came from. They can see the progression.
For sure, man. Yeah.
You know, so if you look at like if someone goes to my SoundCloud, scrolls to the bottom, those first few tracks, for the most part, it was produced and recorded by me. And it's still up there. People still listen to it, which kind of makes me cringe a little bit because it's like, don't listen to that. Like,
yeah.
But I keep it there, and that's as a reminder of where I came from. So I never forget, never get too big of a head. Like, oh, like, you know, I'm nice now, so nobody could talk to me if they're not nice. Like, nah, like I gotta always remind myself, yo, John, you was trash. Like, but look at you, you grew, you got better, you studied, you learned, you networked with people, and you know, you became an entity where now people will hear my stuff and they're like, oh my gosh, like I was listening to your music and it made me cry. It really
you making
did
big stuff now. Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
but look what you had to do to get to that point. You know what I mean? And this is why when people like, you know, you make music for a year and they're like, yo, so like, how come you're not this yet or not that? It's like, dude, it takes, you know, years and years to perfect a craft, to master a craft. Like people think music is as quick, as easy as it is to, you know, put a song together. It'll always take forever to perfect a craft. Always.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So I think that's very apparent with you, man. It took time. Do you still record over your own beats, or do you kind of rely with other producers?
I definitely rely on other producers. I know where my strengths are, and you know, I try to maximize on those. When the time does it for itself, I definitely will get into relearning how to do it properly.
For sure.
But like for right now, I'm making a big push as a songwriter / lyricist. You know, to kind of just build the brand, establish something. You know.
Definitely, man. Yeah, I think that's good. You know, because you don't want to take on too much. You know, you take on just enough, because I think you don't want to be that guy who has too much pride and then like every single song is their beats and their beats aren't good. Like you gotta know when you gotta work with other producers. You just gotta like I've always felt for me like, you know, working on other people's beats, like it might accent something out of you never had. You know what I mean? Yeah, it puts you outside of your box, and then you end up doing something. But that's just me in particular. It all depends, man. But in terms of beat selection, since we're talking about that, how do you go about choosing your beats? Is there a certain formula that you have to it? Is it just dependent on the day? How do you go about choosing a production?
A large part of it is like, I don't know. It's weird because being a versatile
it's hard
artist,
to get beats.
Yeah, like being a versatile artist, you know, who can do so many different things. Like I'll hear Eric Bellinger do something, like he'll sing something, or like he'll have a song that's like, oh dang, I really like that. I wonder if I can make a song like that. So I'll look up like an Eric Bellinger type beat and try to create a song that sounds like it. But still keeping it authentic to me and what I do. Like,
for sure.
Or I'll listen to like, you know, I'll listen to like, I don't know,
like more hardcore,
a rap song,
like
a very hardcore rap song, and I'm like, what if I sang on it? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
flip it,
you know, just something different.
Nah, that's dope, man. And I think that when it comes to just being the versatile artist like you got a wide range, but at the same time, it's not like you still are specific with it. Would you say? I try to like on every track, and this is something that, you know, I have certain formulas that I work with. I call like my writing process, like it's all science to me. For sure. But like, you know, when there'll be certain songs where I'll be like, all right, I want to do like all three, you know, whatever I can do. Like I want to do a rap, I want to sing on it, and I want to do a fast rap on it. Like, or there'll be certain songs that I'm like, oh, I just want to just sing on this. I just want to straight Frank Ocean it, hit a falsetto on him, get him crazy, like, you know, stuff like that. Definitely. So it's like for each track, I try to make it, even though I might have like either like a similar flow, or I might have
the same topic, no song is really gonna sound the same or feel the same because of how I structure. You know, I might start off rapping on this on a song, so you think, oh, you know, it's about to be a head bopper, and then all of a sudden I'll just switch to singing the rest of the song.
For the
and
rest
you're like, wait, hold on, what?
Like, is it still him?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. I think that's really dope, and you know, what I will say to artists, like if you're just a soul rapper, like you can make that work, but like if you have the option to sing, like take that advantage. Like don't be afraid to go for it, to take those chances. Like it doesn't have to be rap on the verse, sing on the chorus, rap on the verse, sing on the chorus. You can, like you said, rap on that verse and then sing the rest of the song. Like no more rapping. Like the rules don't, like these rules don't have to be all like, you know, in concrete and in stone. Like you can get fancy with it. So I think that's really good that you know, willing to go outside the box with that, man. Definitely.
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask you just about your consistency, man. You know, obviously I was mentioning at the beginning of the podcast with the amount of music you put out, man. How have you been able to continue that consistency and quality this year, like with everything going on? How have you been able to do that?
Well, this year was kind of special. Like all the previous years of me being an artist, I was trying to make being an artist work with work. Like, you know, I would work OT all the time. Like there was times I'd be pulling 70, 80 hours at Starbucks, you know what I mean? At Target, like, you know, pulling long days and then also
a lot of hours,
or long weeks. On my feet. And then to turn around and still make something and be creative at the end of the week, like I wouldn't have anything. Like it'd just be like, yo, like, you know, I record with one of my closest friends. His name is G Weeks. Another dope artist himself. But like I tell him sometimes, I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna find a way to make it work. And for the most part, I did. Like I did definitely create some good songs. But once quarantine and 2020 and everything that happened, the world shut down, all that happened, like I couldn't work. Like I was still getting paid from my job because Starbucks was clutch in that situation.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, after taking almost a month of quarantine because I had to rest, I had to, you know, I had to enjoy not working. Yeah. Like I came to the conclusion, I was like, bro, like I'm getting paid and I can literally use the time that I have now to create, to do what I want. I can do what I want. I'm getting paid to create, essentially.
Yeah, like, right,
you know, so I could just, you know, I'm literally living the lifestyle. I just can't perform anywhere, which is, you know, a big aspect. I love performing, but like, you know, that's the only thing that's missing. So I was like, all right, what I'm gonna do? You know, I got up every day, you know, around 12ish, and you know, I would just start my day. I'd be like, yo, I'm writing. I'm in the lab. Surrounded myself with people who was also creating and also in that same mindset.
That's good too. Yeah.
You know, we'd be on FaceTime calls and I'd be listening to, you know, someone record. I'll be in someone's studio session. Or I'll be listening to someone, you know, writing their, you know, going through their process. Like, you know, there's a rapper that, you know, he literally, he'd just think it up on the spot. He'd be like, da 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 da. Nope. Watch what I'm about to do. Da 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 da. And then it's just like, oh, so this is his process. I'm learning from him. You know, me, I have to write everything. I can't just speak it and it comes to, nope, I got to sit down. I got to really be pen to paper, be like, all right, this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to get it down. Boom.
Yeah.
So with the time that I had, I just really just started writing. So when, you know, when my boy was able to open up his stool and, you know, the opportunities to record was there, you know, I had upwards of like 30 songs just ready. Like,
that's,
you know,
a lot of music, man.
30 songs. You feel me? Like,
hell yeah.
And some of them were just concepts. Like some of them might have just been like hooks. But like, I'm like, bro, like, I got you. So like we went through successive weeks. I think it was like almost 3 weeks where I did like 7, 8, 11, it was 4 weeks, and then 6. That's how many songs / concepts I recorded. So I front loaded a lot of my work, and I could listen to myself and then kind of strategize how I was either gonna finish it or if I'm gonna put this in this project. So having, you know, at least 30 songs, you know, I got to the point where I'm like, all right, I have these songs that, which this is going to bring me to another point. For a long time in my artistry, I didn't like writing to sampled beats because I couldn't monetize them. So I didn't see the point in using them.
I feel that.
You know, but then I was like, listen, I've been watching a lot of YouTube during quarantine. What are these people doing? Releasing a video every single week, every 2-3 videos every single week. Crazy. Why am me as an artist not building my brand and doing the same thing?
For real.
You know, so I took them sampled beats. I'm like, Skeete Saturdays. Every Saturday I'm dropping a song. A freestyle. Oh, whatever. You know, and it's been happening. Like out of a possible... Yeah, like I think I'm up to 8 releases, 8 Saturdays now.
Jeez, man, that's dope. That's dope, man.
You know what I mean? And people are noticing, like.
No, definitely. I see it on there. Like with the what's it called? The Top Floor Challenge. Top Floor Challenge. You had mad people like posting on that, man. Talk about the Top Floor Challenge, how that came about, what made you to just kill that shit, man. You really bodied that one. You really bodied that one, man. That was crazy.
I appreciate that. Well, the Top Floor Challenge, that was actually something outside of my whole release thing. That was just like, you know, G Weeks put forth the challenge. She was like, yo, I need a feature for this. And he opened it up to artists to be in. You know, to be honest, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wasn't even gonna do it because like I wasn't thinking about, you know, writing to that song because like I had heard the beat, but I was just like, yeah, I mean, that's not really 100% in my lane. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stick to what I'm doing. But then someone tagged me in it and was like, oh, I want to hear John do it. And I was like, all right, well, yeah, I mean, if that's what the fans want, I'm gonna do it. You know, so you know, I sat down, I really started getting into it. And you know, it was one of those things where like, you know, G is my friend, but also we're not biased when it comes to music. We want to create the best product. So if my stuff is not hot, like, you know, it's not going to be considered. That's literally how I entered into it. And that's how me and him work. And that's why we do so well with our music and with our quality, because, you know, we're always very competitive with it. So like, you know, he was looking for my verse for a minute. It took me a little bit to write because it was one of those things where like I was like, I have to keep it fully authentic to me. Like I don't want to just rap the same way that he rapped. Like I want to bring like a different type of feeling to the song.
For sure.
So I had to sit with it for a little bit.
I could tell you took your time with it, man. You were switching the flows up. You know what I mean? Like you were getting busy on this. So I definitely could tell like you took your time with that one, man. Definitely.
Absolutely. So, you know, I released it. People are rocking with it. They're like, yo, John, like that's fire. You know, we got the tags going there. They're tagging G Weeks. You know, it's definitely one of those things where I'm like, not only, yes, it helps build awareness with my artistry and, you know, also what G is working with, but it builds, it helps me to know who truly supports me.
That too, man. That too.
You know, because there's a lot of people that come and go. There's a lot of people that say, oh yeah, like I like your music, but like there's not a lot of people that's willing to go that extra step and be like, yo, like, you know, I really rock with what he's doing. I'm gonna take the extra step. It's not even a big step, but take the extra step. Tag this person. Yo, he needs to be on there. Like I see people do that. I'm like, all right, that's noted. That's noted. When I'm in position, that's noted. All right, cool. What you need? Oh, you need support with something? Yo, I'm there. What's the word? What are we doing? Like, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know, it makes it easier for me to return love to people when they're showing love.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and making it very clear. And I think when you realize like who are the people that really like are in tune with your fan base, it helps with your marketing too. So like that way, you know who's actually receiving the music, and when they give their feedback, you know who you're actually making the music for, like specifically, and where they're at too. So all that stuff is good to take into consideration, because a lot of people can mess with your music, but you need that tight core fan base, those that tight people that got your back. And it's and it's not even gonna be your friends or family that's gonna be that. It's gonna just be some random people, and most of the time it's random people. But like it's funny how that works out. It's almost like your friends and family know you too well.
That's a fact. That's a fact. They know where you came from.
Yeah, they just know you too well, so it's hard for them to give you that super fan treatment. They'll support you, but the super fan treatment it might be a little different depending on the family member or friend. You know what I mean? So that's definitely one thing I've always noticed, is that it's always like if you're gonna gain a fan base, it's like the tight core people is always gonna be the random people or people you never met.
That's a fact.
Yeah, usually that's how it goes. But yeah, man, I think that's with the Ski Saturdays, like, obviously, like, it sounds cool, so like people are gonna tune into that, but it gives you the opportunity to kind of just be free with how you release. And I think more artists need to find ways to do that, or to build a certain, routine, an expectation. Like, I think some people can be like, okay, yeah, around this time, he gonna drop something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, November is the year that, the month that this artist drops usually, or October. Some artists are like that. Like, fans just know when they're gonna drop. So I think it's good that, you have this rhythm in terms of how you've been releasing. It's not even something you have to stick with forever. I mean, you could, let it off and maybe bring it back a year later. I don't know. It does, you can be flexible with it. So definitely, man. Let's switch gears with the topic. The headlines have been all over the place about the Meg Thee Stallion Cardi B song. What's Cardi B song? And I was very shocked at how outraged people were, and like the whole, like, like how Puritan people were acting about it. I wanted to ask you though, and we're not even gonna make it I'm not gonna try to make it a gender thing. We can, but I just want to ask you in general: do you think music can be too vulgar? Just yes or no, or maybe. What do you think?
I think in today's world, it all is up to people's morals, and up to what they personally either believe or feel. Because if I'm speaking from someone who is in a Christian or a Muslim or, someone who has more of a conservative faith, yes, music can be too vulgar. Now, if I'm speaking from the lens of someone who, is more
like a creative,
I don't know more creative, more open-minded.
I know what you mean though.
Then it'd be more, like, do what you want. Like, so like, I feel like, with that song personally, like, when I first heard it, I was like, yo, like, I looked at like a snippet of the video, but I was mainly just listening to the audio, and I was like, yo, the video's fire. The bars were weak to me. Like, that's honestly how I felt. And like, when I was telling, when I was speaking with different women about it, they was like, oh, why are you hating on the song? I'm like, I'm not hating on the song. Listen, the visuals are fire. That beat is fire.
Yeah, you could say it's catchy, but like, if we were to break down the lyrics, it's like,
the bars were weak to me. I'm an artist. I'm a look at it from that lens. Now, do I feel like the message that they were talking with is too much? No, bro. Twitter is porn. To keep it a stack with you, and just about everybody's on Twitter. Like, so the lines between vulgarity really lies between, what your personal beliefs are. Like, with me, like, bro, I don't care. Like, music is music. They're making money. That's how I see it. So it's like, yo, they're getting to the bag. It's the same with the OnlyFans talk. Like, listen, shorties are getting to the bag. Like, that's the most important thing to me. Like, they're out here paying off their college tuition while you know, we're still struggling with college tuition, college loans.
Yeah,
they got it paid off doing what they do, doing, you know,
make
keeping
$50K in a
it
week.
cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Easy. Like, you know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. I think when it comes down to it, lyrics is like, as long as you're like, there's no hate speech and you're not like talking about like actual like threatening someone's life, which people still do in songs and get away with it. But like, that's even if then, I think that's the only time where like I'm like, whoa, like, all right, this is all right, chill. You know what I mean? But when it comes to this song, I'm just like, oh, look, let's talk about men rapping. I mean, how many songs have we heard about dudes saying she sucked my in the movie and she sucked my hair? Like, I've heard so many rappers say that, like, so much, and it's just like, you know, the double standard. It's just the double standard is just there. It's like people hear women rapping like this, and they're just like, oh my god! But it's like, this has been going on. Like, like this type of vulgarity in the music has been going on. So like, it confuses me. I think it's just the way the song was presented, the star power behind it. I think it just shook things up. I think it caught people off guard and people reacted a little bit crazy to it. And I think some people reacted to it in a way to just, you know, get publicity for themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Let me take an opportunity to say, take opportunity. Let me say something bad about this because I know someone's going to agree with this. Maybe not everyone, but somebody's going to agree with the fact that this song is too dirty. You know what I mean? But it's like songs like there's so many dirty songs that are out, and for some reason, I mean, this one really just got the, you know, painting behind it, but because of the star power and all that. But you know, it is what it is, man. I really agree what you say there. It's all about your background and what you feel. But as artists, me and you, like, you know, this is just a song, and you know, the people can enjoy it. You know,
right?
Yeah, it's as simple as that, man. And I hope other people can see it the same way too. You know, it's just entertainment, man. It's just entertainment. It's not that deep.
I mean, the concept as a whole is a great concept because it's literally a controversial topic. People are going to talk about it, even if people hate it.
Exactly,
they're still going to listen to it so that they know what they're hating.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
just like, to know. At the end of the day, they're winning. They're doing good, and you know, you see Cardi B talking about. She's like, y'all getting mad at me for this song, but this is what the people wanted. I mean, look at the numbers, man. Like, it's just, there's a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of double standards. There's a lot of, you know, things going on. It's just like, y'all need to just sit back, relax, and just enjoy the music. Don't take it too seriously. Don't make it so deep. I think that's a lot of people are, you know, taking it that way. But yeah, man, you talked about performing again. Or just wanting to perform, just the urge to perform. When's the last time you were on stage? Do you even remember? Was it that long ago?
Was January.
Okay, I figured it was this year. Yeah.
January. And that was for my birthday. It was a birthday show that I threw.
Okay, I think I remember seeing you post about that. I don't know why it seems like I saw that somewhere, but okay, word, man, hell yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. But I definitely miss it though. Like,
I feel
it's
man.
Definitely. I don't know. Performing for me, it's like I kind of proved a lot to myself this year, to be honest, because I had on 2 separate weeks in January I had performances. And in the first performance, you know, I was doing my thing, singing, and I sprained my ankle. Like, and I mean, I jumped and the shoe buckled underneath me, and my ankle went like that.
Damn,
took the L. But yeah, I mean, so that whole week, like, I'm all limping around. I got the crutches, all that, and then my birthday is the next week. You know what I mean? I got the show. I go into the show. You know, my ankle's still not fully healed, but I'm like, I'm performing. I'm getting this. Like, you know. Everybody was like, yo, John, you're going to take it easy, right? I'm like, no.
Like,
I mean? I'm performing.
Oh, man.
I mean? So I was in there jumping around on that ankle. I mean? I was doing it. And that's like,
adrenaline.
It was kind of the mindset for me, because it was just like, all right, you know, how bad do I want this? Like, if I go on tour and I sprain my ankle, am I going to cut the tour? No. I'm performing. Bro, if I got to wheel out, if I got to perform in a chair like this, I'm doing it. What do we gotta do? Like,
and you would get mad respect doing that too. If you had to sit in the chair and rap, like, we would be like, damn, he really he's out here. He's trying to make it happen, man. So I think even then that'd be a dope look too. Yeah, man. My last show was like it was like a live stream. No one was there but the artist. So I thought that was pretty cool, man. Like, the opportunity like that even popped up. But yeah, I miss performing in front of a crowd, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah, performing live is just it's a feeling unlike anything else. Like it's a very unique thing to perform in front of a crowd, especially when they're vibing with you. I mean, it's another thing to perform in front of a crowd and they don't. They're like, well, not vibing with you, but also like they're like not comfortable with you. I'd say, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think every artist has been in that situation, I feel.
I didn't know it was counting live streams. I did have one live stream performance for my cousin Nika's fashion show, and that was a completely different experience for me.
Oh yeah.
I had to hype myself up. I had to, I had no crowd, so it was just me performing. And it was weird because it was on Facebook. It was a Facebook Live, so I got the camera going, and as I'm performing, I made the mistake of reading the comments mid-performance. So I'm performing, reading, and then I reacted. I started laughing in the middle of it. I was just like, dang. I should have just closed my eyes and just finish the performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That live stream is a different vibe, right?
Facts. It definitely is.
Yeah, it definitely like you perform different too. Like you just you're not performing in front of a big crowd, so it's like something's gonna change. I feel like I'm
performing in the box.
Yeah,
I gotta keep it right here.
Make sure you don't diverge off too much. Yeah, man, that's funny. Oh man, but yeah, hopefully the real live shows will come back eventually, sooner than later. But I'll probably be around June or something. That's my prediction. June of next year is when the shows will come back. But everything's been all delayed.
We're gonna wait that long?
That's my prediction. I know, man. I know. I'm basing that off of how these other artists are moving, because like Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, they delayed their tours to June 2021, so they must know something we don't. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm basing it off of that. It's it's a speculation. I ain't read this off no article or nothing. Just a speculation.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if artists definitely like that big are gonna plan it, then it probably says a lot about what the music scene will be in the future. Right. But yeah, man. Talk about your inspirations, though. I mean, you're a very versatile artist, so I could assume that your range is all over the place. In terms of right now, who are some artists that you're really messing with, really listening to a lot?
It's kind of interesting. Like, I listen to more like R&B than I do rap music. And
R&B good. The R&B killing it right now, though, man. There's a lot of good shit out. So I feel you.
That's a fact. Like Eric Bellinger, he's definitely on the top of my list. Vito the singer, on the top of my list.
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is my friend G Weeks. He is also on the top of my list. Like, so it's dope to have, an artist that I personally really like be in my circle.
Hell yeah! No, definitely. That's dope. That's so dope, man.
I listen to what other mainstream artists that.
Hey man, those are the first three you named off the top, so that lets it be known. You know what I mean? Nah, you don't gotta fake no answers. You know what I mean? Like, I feel you on that though, man. I feel like that's in terms of right now. Those are your inspirations, at the moment. But like in terms of growing up, what did you like grow up like listen to in the house when you were a kid? Like, what did the parents play?
I listen to a lot of Christian music, to be honest. A lot of gospel music. Donnie McClurkin, Fred Hammond. I discovered Christian hip hop through my cousin. She was a Christian hip hop artist / is a Christian. I said was. She is. And from there I kind of branched off into listening to artists such as like Lecrae, Cannon, who he's one of my biggest inspirations for rapping because he was a fast rapper. Like, he would just get on and every single track he got on, even whether it was a feature, whether it's his own song, it's just like he just seemed to take over the track. And I was like, I want to be able to do that as an artist. Like, it's kind of like how Drake has this thing where like if Drake's on a song, he's taking out, like, no matter what he does, it's just dang, like Drake did that. Like, that's what Cannon kind of did for me. So It's
It's good
definitely
that the
interesting.
Christian rap is an influence,
You
though,
know,
man. Because I feel like if you've learned from that, you learn to not use swear words to fill in anything. You know what I mean?
exactly,
And I think that is a
exactly.
very slept on tool. I don't think a lot of people talk about it because a lot of people are potty mouth, swear a lot. I mean, I curse a good amount, so I guess
Mhm.
like, but I mean, for the longest time, I couldn't swear in my music. I didn't swear in my music until I was 18. Been rapping since I was
Okay,
15. So like for
okay.
me, like I've always felt like the Christian rappers, man, they're different because they can't curse. So it makes them you're gonna hear a completely different type of rap.
Right. I feel like it makes it better when you write without having to swear because if you listen to a lot of mainstream music, a lot of their fillers is swear words. And I'm like, you can find your schemes would be so much better if you didn't swear or use the filler words.
True.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd be able to create different pictures and paint broader pictures for people, and people be like, oh, like, you know, this is fire. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why this is making me feel this way because I listen to a lot of swear music and stuff like that. But like, because people tell me all the time, they're like, yo, like, I noticed you don't swear, but like your music's fire. Like, I don't even listen to music that doesn't have swears in it, but like,
Mm-hmm.
this is fire. I'm like, yeah, like, it forces me to think more creatively because it's like, all right, I don't have the handicap of using the swear word, so now I gotta find something to complete the rhyme scheme. Rhyme
Mm-hmm.
scheme. you
Yeah.
know.
I feel that, man, and I think it's a good skill to have, man. Just straight up, there's no other way for me to put it for people because I think it broadens your vocabulary, you're able to say more, and like you said, like if you're ending your line with with a curse word. Like people can predict what you're probably going to end up, saying. I mean, that's another thing
Exactly.
too. But I mean, that's just more of a specific thing. I don't think too many people are critiquing like that, though, man. I think at the end of the
Right.
day, like people won't like you said, people won't realize the song doesn't have swears until you tell them. So like, that's just a prime
Hmm.
example of people don't need swears in music. They really don't. For
That's a
the most
fact.
part, they don't need it. So because but your music it still has that aggressiveness. Because I think that's another thing too. People say like if you're not cursing, because there's no swears, that means it's not as like aggressive. It's like nah, it could be even more aggressive, than you could ever imagine. So
Right.
yeah, so there's a bunch of misconceptions there with that, man. But that's dope though, man. That's really dope. We're getting close to the end of the episode right here, man. So I wanted to ask you, just what advice would you give to any new artist starting out? What's some things that you would tell them that they have to know from you?
Um. Well, I would honestly tell them to surround themselves with people who are going to be honest with them. Um.
Mm.
You know, hearing someone say, "Yes, this is fire. Yes, this is fire. Yes, this is fire," actually aggravates me. I'm not going to lie to you. It is one of
Yeah.
those things where it's like, if you can't tell me, all right, this is fire, but I didn't like how you said brown cow, nose cow. You
Yeah.
know, if you're not giving me something like that, like, you can honestly keep your opinion. Like, because I don't need someone to gas me up and tell me I'm fire. Then for, you know, public perception, what people aren't saying, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not hearing. You know what I mean? Like, I need to
Yeah.
hear,
Facts.
all right, yes, it's good, but bro, like, really, the way that you did this was actually pretty trash, bro. Like, I need you to readdress this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been blessed to have people around me who don't care, who, not, I don't want to say don't care, but who are in line with the mindset of creating the best product.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
like, I'll oftentimes come up with songs and I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. They'll be like, all right, bro, listen, you did this well, this well, this well. I don't have anything bad to say about this track. You executed it properly. Boom, boom, boom. If you can explain to me why you think it's fire,
Yeah.
I'll accept it.
Cool.
I'll
Yeah.
accept that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah. But if it's
Or
four
like if I do
songs,
something,
yeah, like four songs in a
yeah,
row, it's just fire, just fire. It's like get specific. Yeah, get specific with man. Like
you
tell
know
me
what I
what you.
mean?
Yeah, tell me the highs, the lows. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, exactly. Because like I am honestly my biggest critic. I feel like a lot of artists should be their biggest critic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
But like at the same time, you don't need a bunch of yes men around you. That's what you do not need.
No, no.
You know, I know
Absolutely
it
not.
definitely helps the ego sometimes, but you know, your ego's only gonna get you so far.
Yeah, and
Um,
sometimes it's good to have that reality check too, man. Have those people let you know not everything you make's gonna be a 10 out of 10. You
that's a
know,
fact.
just
That's a
just
fact.
just how it goes, man. You know, like that's fine. It's fine. Some songs can be 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. And it's okay if you drop a 3 out of 10 song because someone else might find that song to be an 8 out of 10.
Hmm.
You know, so
That's why like a large part of me releasing the music that I do, like Skeet Saturdays, to me, whether it does numbers in terms of thousands of plays or whatever, that's not going to mean anything to me. What's going to mean the most to me is people understanding the fact that I am working. I'm not playing. I'm not here to play. I'm not here to short sell myself. I'm here for y'all to understand that, listen, I'm really about this. Like, and that's how I'm trying to set myself apart from, from different artists, or from maybe lumping me in with, all right, he's just a Boston artist, or he's just a artist that, a SoundCloud rapper. Like, bro,
yeah.
put respect on my name. I am working. Like,
Yes, sir, man,
I
for sure.
that's honestly another tip that I could give to people. Like, be consistent. Like, if you're gonna release a
It's
project
so
every
important.
4 months, do that. Stick to that. It's the same as working out. Like, you're not gonna get better if you don't work. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't
So
work out 1 week and then take 2 weeks off. Work out 1 week, 2 weeks off. Work out 2 weeks and then a month off. It's like, nah, you 3 times a week, every week, don't skip. You know what I mean? Like
be
it's
in the gym. Absolutely.
yeah, be in the gym, man. Easier said than done, though.
That's the fact.
Easier
Listen,
said than
like,
done, though,
there's
man.
times where I wake up and I do not want to write anything, but I'm like, I've trained and conditioned myself to write a line, write a
Yeah,
hook,
get
write
something down.
something.
Yeah, just mumble a
Even
melody.
if it's, you feel
Record it.
me? Even if it's in a conversation with someone, write it down. Then I'll come back to it. Oh, this person said, you know, I'm burning with the passion, but you don't see the flames on me.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh, that's
oh,
fire. Let me
yeah.
see if I can flip that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like
man.
anything, just glean, listen, learn, study, be great.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
for real, man. You can never stop learning. I was saying that in the last episode I had on, so it's just a fact, dog. John Skeete, thank you, man, for being on Temper Zone podcast. Before we get out of here, is there anything you want to plug for the people? Social medias, where can they follow you?
um, you guys can follow me anywhere. Literally, if you type into Google, John Skeete music, everything pops up. But you can find
Easy
me on
search.
Instagram. You feel me? My name's unique.
Yes, yeah, man.
That's one of the things I've been blessed with. So you can definitely find me JOHNSKEETE music.
That's your
Anywhere,
real name? John
Instagram,
Skeet's your real
Twitter.
name?
John Skeete is my real name.
Damn, man. I wasn't gonna ask you that. I assumed it was like maybe a nickname. Like, okay, hell yeah, man. Yeah, see, perfect. Yeah, that worked out, man.
That's my real name.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So definitely anything: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Gmail, John Skeete Music. I'm there.
Hell yeah. Y'all heard it. Y'all make sure to check them out if you haven't. You heard? John, thank you for being on. I really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
Hell yeah, y'all. That's episode 71. All right. Peace.